What is happening, boys and girls? This is your captain speaking, and 2026 just started off with a bang kasi ang dami-daming mga eksenang nangyayari ngayon in the world of Pinoy wrestling, and we are starting this interview in line with Dexcon's fast break. December pa lang nila to in-announce and talagang marami nang na-excite, and 2026 for Pinoy wrestling is on a I wanna say going all out. Speaking of going all out, this interview tonight, as you can see in the background, this setup, sinetup ko tong interview na to with the thought of highlighting this person. Kasi I remembered when I started watching my first Dexcon event, which is Dekada, nakita ko tong taong to na parang, alam mo yun, pag nakita mo siya lumaban, salbahe talaga eh. Tapos, got me interested na chinek ko yung mga videos niya over the past few years. So, without further ado, let's give this guy a proper introduction. Coming in from the streets of Manila and the squared circle, he carried the weight of frustration, fire of ambition, and the pride of a community. Once known as Jomar Liwanag, now simply Jomar, with more than 50 matches na since 2017, he fought to make Pinoy wrestling impossible to ignore, crafting his own destiny, and is ready to eliminate every obstacle in his path. Ladies and gentlemen, ang nag-iisang yanig ng Taguig, Jomar.
Kumusta mga Pinoy wrestling fans? Ako si Jomar. I am a pro wrestler from the Philippines at meron na akong... Actually, this is my 9th year in Pinoy wrestling, Captain.
Oh!
So, yes, I can say I'm one of the OGs, but I'm one of the earliest Pinoy wrestlers, one of the modern pioneers of modern Pinoy wrestling. So, thank you for having me here sa inyong show.
The thing about, sinabi ko kanina sa intro, when I first saw you, parang walang makalapit sa'yo. And I know you're just trying to build that personality through the years. Ako, it is an honor to speak to you today kasi as I've seen you since starting covering for Pinoy Wrestling in 2024, nakita ko kung paano ka talaga naghirap eh. Sino-sino na mga nakalaban mo, and this interview is meant to happen one way or the other because we will go through that. Pero syempre, let's talk about Jomar as a wrestler. Sinabi mo you are one of the OGs. So, can you tell everyone how you started?
So, ang wrestling career ko, it started in 2017 and actually, I'm one of the youngest Pinoy wrestlers. Even today, I'm still one of the youngest. Ka-age ko si Joey Rosas, ka-age ko yung mga bagong wrestler ng Puso Wrestling, ng mga lumalabas sa Dexcon or sa Woo. And yeah, I started in 2017 at the age of 16.
16
years old.
Parang ang ano nun, when I was 16, I was into pagigimik, pagigitara. Nasa high school ako nung 4th year high school ako nun. Pero ikaw, you started at 16. How did it go about?
Actually, ang plan ko talaga is to start training in pro wrestling or wrestling in general kasi love ko talaga ang wrestling as early as 13 years old. So, yes, 13 years old. So, dati pa lang, nung bata pa lang ako, alam ko na talaga kung anong gusto kong gawin pagtanda ko. And, of course, nung time, walang Pinoy wrestling. And, since walang Pinoy wrestling, wala tayong mga credible na instructors or coaches para magturo ng wrestling. And me, being a 13 years old na bata, I don't know where to look. Pero, there's this one promotion nung time na kaka-start pa lang, which is the Philippine Wrestling Revolution or PWR.
Okay.
Nahanap ko sila dahil sa curiosity ko. Like, nung 13 ako, 12, 13, nag-scroll ako sa Facebook. So, naghahanap ako ng mga communities sa wrestling. And then, may nakita ang group na puro Filipinos yung members. So, nag-join ako and then I found out na yung mga ibang members dun sa group na yun ay kasama sa PWR. And then that's how I found out yung modern Pinoy wrestling. And then I actually messaged them saying na okay lang po ba mag-train kahit 14 years old? Well, I had to lie a bit Pero 13 talaga ako nun. Ang sabi ko na lang, okay, since obviously hindi nila ako pwede pag-wrestlingin at that age, ang nasa isip ko nung time na yun, okay, I'm young, pwede bang mag-train ako for until mag-18 ako or until pwede na ako mag-wrestling in front of an audience. Kasi noon, ang mindset ko naman, even before, hanggang ngayon naman, ang mindset ko is, you will never become the strongest. But, that doesn't mean na hindi ka magiging malakas. So, always take your time, always be a student of the game. Kasi that's how you really, that's how you really improve. So, nung bata pa lang ako talagang, gusto ko maging wrestler, gusto kong pursue yung dream na to kahit medyo imposible or kahit sabihin ng mga tao na wala akong patutunguhan. But, yeah, I found PWR nung 2014. I messaged them and then sabi nila, sorry, 18 and up ang training. And then I had to wait for, parang nung time na yun, sabi ko, okay, I had to wait for 5 years to be able to pursue yung gusto ko. So okay, I waited. And then nung time na yun, sumasali ako sa iba't ibang sport. So nung nag-16 ako, when I turned 16 in 2017, sabi ko, hindi ko na kaya maghintay. As in, pwede bang mag-train na lang ako ng 2 years and then debut ako ng 18. At least 2 years, puro training lang. Okay lang sa akin yun.
Okay.
Kasi sa akin, not sure if I'm perfectionist or what, pero sa akin, ang mindset ko talaga is, ayokong gawin yung isang bagay unless confident na ako sa skills ko. So, akin ang mindset
That's
ko.
right.
Okay lang kahit hindi nyo ako isali sa matches, okay lang kahit hindi nyo ako bigyan kaagad ng name or what. I just want to train. I just want to become strong. Nung 16 ako, sabi ko, shit, paano to? Gusto ko na talaga eh. As in talagang nababaliw ako pag iniisip kong nakikita ko yung dumadami yung mga Pinoy wrestlers natin. Daming Pinoy wrestler nung time na yan. Sabi ko, shit, gusto ko na mag-wrestling. Paano kaya to? And then, fortunately, I'm friends with one of the former referees nung MWF. Tapos, I found out na they used to be in PWR and then they left and then they created MWF. Parang kasama sila sa MWF. And then I asked them, okay, okay lang ba na mag-train ako sa inyo? Kahit 16, tumatanggap ba sila? Then ang sabi, hindi. Sige. I don't remember if alam ba nila yung real age ko, pero what if punta ako sa training place ng MWF and then I tell them na 19 ako, which is funny kasi at the age of 16 as in or 13 pa lang, lagi ako napagkakamalang matanda na dahil sa looks ko eh. I don't look young at all kasi ewan ko ba, baka genes na lang or what. So I went sa training, sa isang training ng MWF. It's on a Wednesday night. I still remember the day. It's May 24, 2017. That's the first time na I set foot sa isang training facility ng isang pro wrestling promotion sa Pilipinas. That's where I met Fabio Makising. So before tayo kay Fabio. So ito yung nangyari. So I had to lie sa mother ko na may pupuntahan akong school event and leader ako, kailangan ko na pwede bang humingi ng 500 pesos? 500. And then nung time na may pera akong pamasahe just enough para pumunta dun sa training facility ng WF. It was in Pasig. So nung time na yun, sobrang nangangapa ako sa commute kasi nagko-commute lang ako before. Tapos hindi ko alam paano pumunta sa venue. Parang talagang tinignan ko siya sa Google Maps. And then sinundan ko lang. Sabi ko, saan kaya pwedeng bumaba yung FX? Nilakad ko, as in, naghanap ako nung parang 1 oras ko atang hinanap yung training place na yun. Medyo tago yung building eh.
Okay.
And when I got there, ang unang bumungad sa akin is si Fabio. Tinanong niya, ilang taon ako? Sabi ko, 19. Okay, kaya mo bang mag-train? Kaya mo bang ito? Oo, kaya ko. He made me do a lot of shit. And this is actually a funny story kasi dami niyang pinagawa sa akin and he's just sitting there like watching me suffer. I mean, that's Fabio for you, no? Then nung medyo natapos yung first part ng training, I asked him, okay lang saan po yung CR dito? Went to CR, nag-CR ako, sumuka ako doon. First training ko, sumuka ako ng malala. And I forgot to flush. Sobrang hilo, sobrang nanghihina ako. Paglabas ko, ang sumunod sa akin mag-CR, si Fabio.
Yun lang.
Pagpasok ni Fabio sa akin, bakit may suka dito? Kasi ako, hiyang-hiya ako. But, I finished the training and all. Tapos, he talked to me. Like, sabi niya, don't come back next week. This is not for you. This is not the life na I want you to follow. Kasi you're 16. You have your life ahead of you. Ang dami mong pwedeng gawin sa buhay. Huwag ka na mag-pro wrestling. I went home. Kinabukasan, I couldn't walk. Di ko magalaw katawan ko. Like, as in talagang first time ko mabugbog ng ganun eh. For some reason, the next Saturday nun, nandun ulit ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit, hindi ko alam kung may sakit ba ako sa utak or ewan ko. The next week, nandun ako. Sabi niya mag-o bumalik pero I went back anyway. Bumalik ako. And then the rest is history. So now at 24, I am one of the longest tenured wrestler in the Philippines. So here I am, Jomar, yanig ng tagi.
Pag iniisip ko about your age, choosing the life of becoming a pro wrestler kaagad ng ano. Tapos, sa dinami-dami ng taong makakasalubong mo, magte-train sa'yo, yung isa pang pader din na hindi mo basta-basta natitibag. A lot of respect has been given to Coach Fabio and rightfully so, iba yung methodology niya when it comes to training kasi dumaan din siya sa hirap eh. Jomar, bakit pwede namang other contact sports? Ang dami nang nauusong contact sports back in the day. Different kinds of martial arts, different sports. Ito yung pinili mo. Was there a reason behind it? Anong storya nitong pag-desisyon mong maging isang pro wrestler?
Simple lang yung sagot dyan, Captain. So, I just want to be strong. Yun lang. Kasi gusto ko lang maging malakas. And of course, wrestling is one of the most challenging sport in the world. Actually, if hindi ako pro wrestler ngayon, probably baka nasa boxing ako or MMA. Kasi before naman ako mag-train sa wrestling, nag-try ako ng konting boxing nung bata ako. And obviously hindi ako nagtagal dun kasi my mom had to pull me out of the training to focus on studies. Yun lang talaga yung will ko eh. Like, I just want to be strong. And pro wrestling is my favorite favorite sport. When I started watching wrestling, as in talagang wow, ang galing ng mga taong to na nagbabalibagan sila, nasasaktan sila sa ring pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung laban eh. Walang tigil, tapos parang alam mo yun, every week nakikita mo sila sa TV. Wow, ano ba to? Tao ba talaga tong mga to? Kaya nilang mag-wrestling ng tuloy-tuloy. Almost walang pahinga. And then I found out yung yung real schedule ng mga pro wrestlers. Mas lalo lang ako na-amaze na gusto ko ng ganitong buhay. I want to live an athlete life. Ayoko ng boring life na office worker ako. Nakaupo ako sa upuan, nakaharap lang sa PC all day. Ayoko nun. Gusto ko talagang gumagalaw ako eh. Kaya ayun talaga, pinili ko talaga ang wrestling.
You are one of the few people na alam ko na nung bata pa lang nahiling na talaga sa sports. Talagang binitbit hanggang tumanda sila. Bihira lang yung mga taong ganyan. How does your mom now think about this? Ngayong, ito na ang ginagawa mo ngayon. Kasi nung naalala ko, nung nanonood ako ng Hajime no Ippo, nalaman nung nanay niya na nag-i-enjoy yung anak niya, hinayaan na lang niya. Sa case mo ba, when your mom find out na you're now in pro wrestling, ano yung naging reaction niya doon? Hindi ba niya pinalo or something?
Nung una kasi feeling niya, wala lang yan, parang nag-boxing ka rin dati, nag-basketball ka rin dati, nag-baseball ka rin dati, hindi yan magtatagal. Parang ilang buwan na ako nag-training noon, tapos wala lang, as in talagang hinayaan lang niya. This is the first time na yung mom ko talaga, hinayaan na lang niya akong gawin yung gusto. And honestly, yung mother ko naman kasi yung reason bakit rin ako pro wrestling fan ngayon eh. Kasi nung bata ako, marami kaming CD ng wrestling. And then, yung mga childhood friends ko and ako, like we go here sa bahay every day and we would do wrestling moves. Kahit sinasabi sa TV na bawal gayahin sa bahay. Ewan ko, hindi niya ako mapigilan nun sa mga kalokohan ko. And then one Christmas, naregaluhan niya ako ng CD ng wrestling. I don't have it anymore, pero it's a CD about Bret Hart. Bret Hart's greatest matches. So yun talaga yung nag-spark ng like gustong-gusto ko mag-pursue ng wrestling. It's because of Bret Hart. And then dahil yun nga, naregalo sa akin ng mother ko. Ang match na nag-spark ng interest ko na ipursu talaga ang wrestling is Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect SummerSlam match for the Intercontinental Championship. Yun, yung match na yun. Yun yung nagano sa akin. Yun yung nag-spark. And then, feeling ko naman nung time, alam na rin ng mother ko na ito talaga yung gusto ko. So, hinayaan na lang niya ako. Hinayaan niya ako, pero she's also not supportive. Like, ayaw niyang manood ng shows, ayaw niya ang panoorin kasi bahala ka na sa buhay mo. Masaya ka naman dyan eh, okay lang.
And massive shoutout sa mga magulang na kahit alam nila na hindi sila pabor doon, they're still supporting their children kung ano man ang gusto nila gawin. Basta alam nilang masaya sila. Na-mention mo si Fabio as your first mentor, pero he's not the only mentor you. Tajiri, Chili Willy, and Hoho Loon, I heard, would be a few of those people na talaga na nag-mentor sa'yo. Sa lahat ng training nila, they have different methodologies obviously. Pero what are the lessons you've learned while training with them?
Well, una, of course, you really need to have the heart for it. Hindi pwedeng nandito ka lang with the mindset of gusto kong sumikat or gusto kong magpasikat sa mga tao, I want to do this
Totoo.
kasi for the fame. No. Ang mindset is, you always treat this industry as work. Kaya nga professional wrestling eh. So you're not here para magpasikat or do your characters. You are here to get strong, una, to get strong. Pangalawa, you need here to have dedication. Pangatlo, you need to approach this thing as work. Kasi if wala sa tatlong yun, you will not survive professional wrestling. And also, learn to, respect those who came before you. As in talagang that's the tradition talaga sa pro wrestling. Kailangan mo talagang respeto. And also, you need to be strong. Like physically strong. Kasi I remember you did yung training with Wu. Ikaw, alam mo sa sarili mo na training pa lang ito. Paano pa kaya kung mag-wrestling ka na? So it's it's really a different world compared to other combat sports. Of course, combat sports is also hard. But what people don't realize, sobrang hirap ng pro wrestling. So you really need to be ready to become physically strong.
Totoo yun. Kasi when I did the training with them, ayoko kasing magtanong lang ng questions sa inyo lahat without going through that same pain eh. Gusto ko na kapag sinabi mo kagaya niyan, pinagdaanan mo yung mga training na yan, dumaan ka doon sa hirap, sa kamay ni Fabio, and other mentors, parang I can simply see na, kung si Jomar nga, parang nahirapan na, what more pa yung mga nag-uumpisa pa lang or nag-aspire. Which leads me to the thing with Fabio, as mentor and mentee, nag-evolve to into a good partnership, good friendship. How did you think it shaped you in your early journey and as to who you are now?
Well, never had a brother. So, nakita ko si Fabio as my brother. Like, we're not blood relatives, but I love him as a brother. As in, siya yung kuya ko eh. Siya yung nag-shape ng mindset ko and how to paano harapin yung not just pro wrestling but also life. And we came from the same background. We're not rich. Hindi kami wealthy. Like, if may magkasakit sa amin right now, as in talagang the next thing you know, nasa kalsada na kami dahil wala kaming pera. We can't afford hospitals. We can't afford eating 5 meals a day. Like, parang ang max namin palagi is always 2. Like, we are poor like that. We may appear na baka may pera kami or what, but no, we are poor. And this is a personal thing for me. Karamihan ng mga gamit ko sa life ay pamana lang. So, ganun ang relationship namin ni Fabio. Even him, karamihan ng mga gamit niya, ganun din. Pero ito, nakakatawa kasi at first, I don't like Fabs. I don't like Fabio.
Talaga?
At all. I don't like him. Like, parang ang naisip ko nung time na pupunta ako dito tapos ganyan lang sasabihin sa akin. Ang hina mo, you're weak, ganyan. But I And then later on, I realized, nga naman, tama nga lang naman ang sinasabi niya sa akin kasi yung mindset ko nung time is not the mindset na dapat meron ng isang pro wrestler kung gusto niya maging pro wrestler. So, yun, I think he showed me kung ano dapat ang mindset ng isang pro wrestler in the best way he can. And honestly, it's the best thing that happened to me kasi if not for Fabio, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have left Pinoy Wrestling years ago kung wala si Fabio. Or I may not be here now. So, baka boring din yung life ko if wala si Fabio.
Kailangan mo talaga ng good set of people talaga that surrounds you para makita talaga na para lumabas talaga yung galing mo. Sa laban ninyong dalawa ni Fabio and obviously the rest of your opponents, talagang kada move mo, alam mo na may pinagdaan ng practice, may pinagdaan ng training yan. Kitang-kita naman. Tapos yun nga, sabi mo nga, yung lifestyle mo na nanggaling sa hirap. And I saw this one of your videos na I kept on playing it for a while. Nandun lang siya sa ko. Yung nagluto ka ng chop suey. Nakakatuwa siya kasi alam mo yun, yung you're doing it hindi para sa content, you're doing it showing everyone na ito yung lifestyle na pinagdadaanan ng mga pro wrestlers. Hindi lang yan just for the fame, di ba? May kain na involved yan, may exercise na involved yan, may lifestyle na pinagdadaanan yan. Sa case mo ba, and again, this is coming from a personal standpoint na ngayon, itong tanong ko na to, how do you balance yung diet? Kasi parang minsan pag nakakita ka, syempre pag lumalabas ka, di ba, nakakagutom, you are laser focused on your diet. How do you do that?
For me, I can speak for everyone, but I'm not really strict with my diet. I used to be strict with my diet like few years ago. I think in 2024 was my pinaka-strict na year for diet. But ang problem is, for someone like me na may limited budget, it's hard to be strict sa diet kasi of course you have to eat a lot of protein. And ano bang best source of protein? It's chicken breast. Mahal ang chicken breast. If let's say ikaw lang yung kakain noon, you're living with someone pa. So it's hard. And then I found out na we can still work out as intense as we want and also eat like a sumo wrestler. So yun yung namin yun yung fina-follow namin right now. Sumo diet. Kasi ang sumo diet naman din kasi is hindi naman siya puro like unhealthy. Like it's full of protein pa rin and also maraming vegetables pero mas cheaper. It's cheaper kasi may rice din. But of course, kailangan pa rin ng balance. So right now, I'm not really strict sa diet ko. I just eat and then I just work out. Kaya yung weight ko ngayon nagfa-fluctuate rin. Like I think nung match namin ni Hohulun, I weigh at around 220. I think that's 110 kilograms. Then 2 weeks after that, I'm down to 100 kg. And then after the holidays, I think I'm back to 110. And then after nyan, parang balik na naman ako ng 100. So it's fluctuating kasi puro rin ako like nag-workout rin naman ako intensely kasi aside from pro wrestling training, I also do CACC trainings. So talagang intense yung workout every week. And then also on the side, I still do my conditioning. Pero for diet, hindi talaga ako stricto.
When they said talaga na pro wrestling is not just a sport, but it's a lifestyle talaga. So if you're pursuing this, you have to really be focused on the lifestyle. Sa lifestyle na pinagdaanan mo with all the training, obviously yung frustrations na inaano mo. Siyempre, habang tumatagal ka sa isang industriya kagaya ng pro wrestling, I'm looking for a proper term for this kasi parang you have your own share of frustrations. Lalo na when you were mentioning it nga in your recent match sa Alamat with Ho Ho Lun. And hindi lang to just because, may masabi ka lang, kumbaga. May pinagugutan ka doon and I've seen it. Pero yung frustration na yun, how do you convert that into a source of motivation?
Well, sa akin kasi the reality is pro wrestling in the Philippines is not at the level na gusto namin. And that
Right.
really frustrates me. That really frustrates me kasi we are working so hard. Pero for some reason, yung mga tao, they only watch if there's a foreigner or
Mm-mm.
if merong special guest like from New Japan, from WWE, like lahat sila when they came here, they always say the same thing. Like we are at their level. All yung potential namin to be at that level is very high. And
Correct.
honestly, I think I can confidently say na nandun na rin kami sa level na yon if we are given the same opportunity na meron sila. Like right now, we don't have a proper pro wrestling ring. And we only get to train maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And we only get to wrestle maybe once a month or twice if we're lucky, diba? But
Mm.
still, yung comments na nare-receive namin from foreigners is very, nabibigyan kami ng hope na, oh shit,
Oh.
we can actually hang with them. Even with limited time na hindi kagaya sa kanila. So, why can't the audience or the fans support us, 'di ba? Na all we need is support. Honestly, it's all we need is support. And if they give the support, edi maybe isa sa amin makakaalis ng bansa, 'di ba? Or mas mabibigyan ng opportunity with the hopes na yung taong yun babalik sa Pilipinas to give back to the industry. So, nakaka-frustrate kasi parang pag may show, yung nakukuha kong talent fee, it's only enough for refuel sa motor and then maybe a decent meal sa isang fast food restaurant. That's it. Then we will wait for another month or a month or so para magka-match or para magka-show. Hindi nga na-cover ng talent fee namin yung yung nutrition, yung pag-workout namin, and also yung gear namin, di ba? We also need to create our own wrestling gear. So, it's not
Of
really
course.
enough. Kaya, I think that's, doon nanggagaling yung frustrations ko. And, sinasali ko lang siya na, if I try really hard enough, people will keep coming back na makikita nila na, oh, si Jomar o yung kung sino mang wrestler, he's really showing his passion. I think we should support them para umangat yung industry. And, I always give my 100% para makita ng tao na we are worth na supportahan.
As I go back dun sa dekada, my first watch nung na yun. Pwede namang hindi na ako bumalik nun eh. Parang, sige, parang okay na, ganyan na lang kagad, di ba? Pero dahil I love I love how you guys fought in the ring so much. Talagang nag-i-improve talaga kayo eh. And I get your frustration with it. Which leads me now to this thing na sobrang frustration mo nga sa mga fighting against the foreigners who kept on coming here. I saw you attacking Yoshitatsu and other foreigners as kumbaga na yung frustration mo hindi mo na talaga matiis talagang naibuhos mo na ngayon. When you did that, and of course there was some attacks and you made them with other personalities, what was going through your mind ng mga time na yun?
I've had enough. So, pag may foreigner, special treatment sila lagi. They have their private van, kung saan sila dinadala ng mga producers or yung mga organizers ng event. They get to eat decent food. And then, ang ganda ng locker room nila, like private, wow. Pero pagdating sa aming mga Pinoy wrestlers na laging nandito, we don't get that same treatment. And then, people, like audience, they have the audacity to say, na, oh, we support pro wrestling. No. You don't claim that you support Pinoy wrestling if you only watch kapag may foreigner dito. And I see a lot of faces and I know kung sino yung laging nasa shows. And I also see yung mga taong nandyan lang kapag may foreigners. And that's what I hate. That's what I really hate. Na you're claiming to support Pinoy wrestling. But kapag ang event ay all Pinoy wrestlers only with no foreigners, walang nanonood. Or hindi naman sa walang nanonood, but mas konti yung nanonood. And that's how you say na you support Pinoy wrestling? No, that's not how, Kaya ako na frustrate na bukod sa hindi na nga equal yung treatment sa amin kapag may foreign wrestlers, hindi rin equal yung pinapakitang love and support ng fans kapag may foreigners. So parang nung match namin with Yoshitatsu, JDL and Fabio, para lang aming sideshow, kaming tatlo para lang aming sideshow sa match na yun and si Yoshitatsu yung main attraction. If you get what I mean, and we're supposed to be the heroes of that event. Pero for some reason they cheer more for the foreigners and that's what I hate.
Kaya sa sobrang gigil mo, even Sean, you attack Sean, tapos sa sobrang frustration, sobrang galit din ni Sean noon. Sean decided to bring a big gun in the form of Ho Ho Lun na you proven naman na ano ka na eh, kumbaga enough is enough. I'll prove to them na you're one of the strongest. Kahit sabihin mo na parang you're still a student of the game, sa mga laban mo, what do you think is the toughest obstacle when you step into the ring? Kasi every wrestler, local or international, when they step into the ring, alam mo yung na-imagine ko na parang wala na silang naririnig na ingay. Ang naririnig lang nila is yung taong nasa harapan nila. What do you think is your obstacle? I'm sure you have. I'm sure meron ka nun.
For me, yung if I did my part correctly, and then the next show after that, hindi ganun karaming audience. Part of me thinks na maybe I did not perform well enough, or it could be that people just don't support don't support all the way. Kasi I've noticed this with my first match kay Tajiri. Grabe punong-puno yung venue time. Punong-puno yung venue. I really love yung atmosphere nung match na yun. As in talagang, wow, is this really happening? And then they all support Jomar Liwanag nung time. And then the match happened. But the event after that, bakit konti yung tao? Hindi siya kagaya nung last event. Like, inisip ko, we made a pretty decent match. It's a pretty good match. Ang ganda rin nung napakita namin sa tao. But for some reason, konti yung tao sa next show. I think it's one of the lowest attendance. Like after the show with Tajiri, sumunod doon, it's the lowest attendance. So, it made me feel frustrated talaga na okay, people will only support us kapag may foreigner. Like it actually goes back as early as 2019 or 2018 na manonood lang yung mga tao kapag may foreigners. It's an ongoing trend sa Pinoy wrestling na we're trying to break, and it's one of my obstacles talaga na how do we keep people to support us. Yun yung pinaka problem. Yun yung pinaka obstacle namin. For me personally, it's my yun yung obstacle sa akin na how do I keep people entertained na Diyos ko, panoorin nyo naman kami naghihirap dito eh. Yung mga foreigners na yan, darating lang yan dito for a big paycheck and then move to the next country. Kami nandito kami every week, every month. Kami naghihirap, kami nagbibuild nung foundation ng Pinoy Wrestling. So dapat kami supportahan nyo, dapat kaming masuportahan nyo.
You're right when you mention your frustrations, pero yung frustration na yan is now becoming your fuel. As in ngayon, you're winning your matches, nadadagdagan na ngayon yung mga panalo mo. Still, sure, may mga talo pa rin. As you compete, win or lose, you're evolving, you're improving. Kaya, lalo na ngayon, na-mention mo ngayon kay Tajiri, I saw that match, hindi madaling kumalaban ng isang legend. And obviously, and yun nga, nasa Japan, taga-Japan pa. And speaking of Japan, we talked about this offline, about the opportunity being given to you for 2026 in going to Japan. You said it was a dream of yours to compete against the best of the best in Japan. What makes Japan the ultimate proving ground for you?
Sa akin, Japan is, dun pupunta yung mga tao to prove themselves. As in talagang they take pro wrestling seriously. It's a sport. And yung lifestyle ng mga pro wrestlers doon ay sobrang saludo ako sa kanila, sobrang hirap, and they have to wrestle. Marami sa kanila, actually, maraming pro wrestlers sa Japan, hindi lang sila pro wrestlers, but they're also combat fighters. May mga pro wrestlers sa Japan, for example, I don't know, I forgot his name, pero meron siyang MMA match, and then after the MMA match, he goes straight to pro wrestling matches. So, iba yung lifestyle ng mga Japanese pro wrestlers. And I want that kind of life. As in, gustong-gusto kong lumakas. That has always been my goal in life, to get stronger so I can protect the people that I love. So sobrang cliche pero yun talaga Like I wanna be strong. And also, realistically naman kasi, mas malapit ang Japan compared to, let's say, America or Europe. So,
Totoo.
Japan is the goal. Kasi it's much, mas realistic siya compared to other countries. And Japan is also the second biggest in terms of pro wrestling popularity.
Sabi nga nila, pag pumunta ka sa Japan, it's a different world. Parang alam mo yon. Kasi ang pagkakaalam kasi ng most audience, ang wrestling nakafocus lang sa America, the big names, diba? Nakaano na yan. Pero hindi nila nanonotice na there are other wrestling venues out there in different countries na they should take a good they should also consider having a good look din. Ako personally, when I saw after your last performance, talaga nasabi ko na talaga, Jomar needs to go out there. I feel na Jomar can make his name na outside of the Philippines. Kasi nagawa mo na yun dito eh. Ikaw ba, Jomar, how do you plan on going past that hurdle and make that dream a reality?
So right now, I'm working, but also it's not gonna be enough. Kaya nga I'm trying really hard to reach out to some people to convince them to help me. Honestly, yung social media ko naman hindi malawak yung reach. But what I can offer them is it's a real opportunity for someone to go to Japan to prove himself. Like especially now, ang daming Filipino athletes na nagiging successful internationally, and I want to ride the wave na makasabay ako sa kanila and prove that there's also a Pinoy wrestler na kayang makisabay sa mga foreigners. And ayun, I'm trying real hard to reach out to them and convince them to support me. And sobrang laking bagay na nun kahit mag-like and share lang nung post o isabihin sa friends nila na, merong Pinoy wrestler na nanghihingi ng help. As in, any amount helps a lot. Yun yung ginagawa ko ngayon eh. So, how do I convince them na they need to support me while I'm young? Especially I'm young. Like the time is now to support if magsusupport kayo.
Kasi hindi mo pwedeng, sure, kahit anong edad pa yan, if they want to support you, sige, they can support you na, diba? Pero tama ka eh, you said, the right time is now while you're still young. And kaya nga itong setup ng interview ko just for the people lang to see. Ko lang to. I cannot stress this enough. Kaya ganito yung itsura ng ko ngayon eh. Kasi highlights to ni Jomar for last year, which I will be posting the link din sa baba. Hindi mo naman kailangan magbigay ng pera, di ba? Kailangan lang malaman ng tao na you can support your local wrestlers in a lot of ways. Hindi mo kailangan magbigay ng pera. Yung pera, dun sa mga taong kaya magbigay ng pera, it's a plus. Mas malaking tulong sa kanila yun. Kasi, dili mo, kung pupunta ka sa Japan, ang budget mo is, sabihin natin, 10,000, 5,000 a day, halimbawa. Hindi naman po kailangan eksakto eh. Hindi ka pwedeng, kasi may mga panahon na mag-over budget ka. Kaya nga, the drive is now, kaya nga as early as January, naglabas sa kagad si Jomar ng announcement niya about his attempt to go to Japan. Paghahandaan na niya bago siya pumunta ng Japan. Tama si Jomar, watch itong video na to. Andiyan sa comments, yung highlight reel na yan. Share nyo lang tong video na to. Share nyo lang yung video niya. Can go a long way. Sasabihin mo lang eh. Parang di ba, pag halimbawa magyaya ka, diba? Gusto mo bang sumama sa ganitong inuman o kaya ganitong party? Tapos ito, sasabihin mo sa isa pang person and it goes on. I am doing this because I want to support this community. Ang mga Pinoy wrestlers na to, walang binibigay na pera dito sa akin. Ginagawa ko lang to kasi hopefully may makarinig na nakita lang nila yanig ng Taguig. Pagka sinearch silang gano'n dun sa search engine, nakita nila si Jomar. At naklik yung video ko na yon, tapos binigyan nila ng opportunity si Jomar pumunta sa Japan. My job is done. Not to count the eggs until they hatch. Pagpunta mo ba ng Japan, is there an athlete there na feel ni Jomar ngayon 2026 gusto niyang makalaban? May wishlist ka ba? May 13-year-old wishlist ka ba?
Honestly, wala. As in, I think right now, kung tatanungin mo, as in, ang goal ko lang talaga is to train with the best of pro wrestlers. And then hopefully, siguro if dream matches, maybe Chris Jericho. Like, I wanna face Chris Jericho. Pero aside from that, like right now, ang focus ko lang talaga is to get strong and to be able to go out there and show the people na kayang-kayang makisabay ng isang Pinoy sa mga foreigners, na hindi dapat minamaliit ng mga Pinoy pagdating sa pro wrestling.
Since sasabi mo na rin naman yan, when you go to Japan, how do you think representing the Philippines in Japan would change how the perception of the Pinoy wrestlers are seen internationally?
Ito, wishful thinking, no? If people start seeing na may Pinoy wrestlers sa Japan, maybe may magising sa kanila na idea na, kaya pala ng Pinoy maisabayan sa mga Hapon or sa mga foreigner. Kasi syempre, in Japan, hindi lang naman Japanese yung mga nagre-wrestling doon, may mga other foreigners. And if they see if they see a Filipino na nakikipaglaban sa mga taong mas malaki pa sa kanila or mas malaki, mas malapad, and then we show them na malakas tayo, ang wishful thinking ko lang is they start supporting us more. Kasi yun lang talaga tao dito, yun lang talaga yung dream, 'di ba? That's the dream, na ma-recognize tayong lahat sa world stage, na kayang-kaya nating makipagsabahan kahit kanino. And also, ito na lang huwag na tayong lumayo. I beat Ho Ho Lun, and then I beat Tajiri. Both of them were once hired by the highest level wrestling company in the world, which is WWE. And natalo ko sila. So what does that say, 'di ba? I just proved na yung mga Pinoy kayang-kayang maipagsabahin sa kanila.
Tama yan, kasi kailangan malaman ng tao na hindi lang mga unknown sa mga nakalaban. Itong mga nakalaban mo have their names, their titles, and their obviously and their experience. While this interview was meant for the fast break with Jomar versus Jack Alexander, nakita ko lang kasi si Jack Alexander noon sa sari-saris lang. It was hinihintay ko ang labanan netong dalawang to. Not only Jack Alexander already proven himself here dito nandito siya sa Pilipinas. Jack Alexander is also an opponent ready that Jomar is now vowed to eliminate. What makes this match personal for you?
Una, dahil foreigner siya, and he dare to come to the Philippines to face me, I will give him the greatest beating of his life. So yun. But, just come here, show the people what you can do, and I will show you why I am better than you. Diba? Yun lang yun. Sobrang simple. Punta ka dito, patunayan mo yung sarili mo, at sasabihin ko sa'yo bakit hindi ka mas magaling sa akin. Yun lang, ganun lang kasimple.
Si Jack Alexander, before Jack Alexander, there was Ho Ho Lun. At you showed mercy to Ho Ho Lun na tinuldukan mo rin si Ho Ho Lun, just like how you did with the others. You're preparing differently against Jack Alexander, or is just another regular Sunday for you?
Well, bukod sa it's just another regular Sunday for me, of course, I still have to prepare, diba? Hindi naman natin pwedeng maliitin yung kalaban natin. And
that's right.
Honestly, I don't know much about Jack Alexander, pero that doesn't mean na hindi ako magpe-prepare. Of course, I have to prepare. Kasi para ma-back up mo yung mga sinasabi mo, you have to prove na you're strong. And how do you prove na you're strong? You train. Of course, hindi natin minamaliit lahat ng mga pupuntang foreigners dito. Kahit bagong wrestler man sila or veteran, they're all the same. They're always a threat. So you have to always prepare. So that's what I'm doing. I'm preparing for anyone who will come here and face me. It's always the same. Kasi if I become too complacent, if I become too arrogant, 'di ba? Walang mangyayari. Mapapahiya tayo, mapapahiya ang Pinoy wrestling. At ayaw naman nating mangyari 'yun, 'di ba? So that's the goal. You should always be prepared for everything.
Kasi comparing Jack to yourself, ito medyo mabilis to. Has tricks up his sleeve. Meron pa siyang secret sauce. And of course, he's been trained by personalities like Eman, Miles, and of course, Carlo Cannon. What do you think Jack Alexander underestimates you pag nagkalaban na kayo? Kasi obviously, napanood ka niya, napanood mo na rin siya. Pero ano yung tingin mo in his head? What do you think he underestimates a Jomar?
Oh, no, I don't think na ina-underestimate ako na Jack Alexander. I think I sent my message clear to everyone, 'di ba, na I am isa akong malaking pader na mahirap tibagin. So, I'm sure that he's gonna come here. He's also afraid of facing me. And if he's not, then that's his problem, not me, 'di ba? But kailangan niyang malaman na I've been trained by Tajiri, I've been trained by Ho Lun, I've been trained by Chili Willy, and I've been trained by my brother Fabio Makisig. The same guy who went toe-to-toe with Zack Sabre Jr. last year, 'di ba? And proved na kayang-kaya rin makipagsabayan ng Pinoy sa kahit sino, 'di ba? And of course, there's me. I beat every foreigner that came here last year. And honestly, if people starts to say na I did not beat Butcherman for his championship, I just want people to remember that Isaiah Valencia he tapped first. I should be the champion, but anyway, that's a story for another time. And yeah, going back to Jack Alexander, I don't think he's underestimating me.
What statement do you believe that victory will be sent to both local and international audiences?
I think people need to realize, no, na even though we are a small scale pro wrestling company in the Philippines, that we are not known worldwide yet. I want them to realize na kahit sinong papuntahin nyo dito, kahit sinong iharap nyo sa, not just sa akin, not just me, but also to other Pinoy wrestlers, that we can show them that we belong to the top level. All we need is an opportunity. And I want you guys, I want every people to know that Pinoy wrestling is strong. And we proved it. We proved it once, we will prove it again. So if you support us, sobrang laking bagay na nun na malayo na yung mararating natin. And if you see me beat Jack Alexander this coming Fast Break, statement na yun. Kahit sino, dagdag lang siya sa collection ko ng mga tinalong foreigner. As I go to Japan this year, it's a resume that is work in progress. So, habang nandito ko, sige lang, ibato nyo sa akin lahat ng foreigners at tatalunin ko silang lahat.
Ayoko na munang patagalin to dahil marami rin ginagawa tong isa. Jomar, please take this opportunity to tell the people, number one, your plans of going to Japan and how they can support you, and your upcoming match for Dexcon Fast Break happening on February 15 sa Brawl Pit Bulunsan.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jomar. I am a Pinoy wrestler, one of the youngest Pinoy wrestlers in the modern Pinoy wrestling era. I've been trained by the likes of Tajiri, Ho Lun, and Chili Willy. Now I have a goal of going to Japan, hopefully this July 2026. And as you know, we made a donation drive. Me and Fabio made a donation drive for Japan training back in 2024. But obviously, our former promotion closed and it set us back. We spend our time to build a new promotion here so we can have a new promotion which is now Puso Wrestling. We are now asking once again for your help because even though we received a decent amount of help from past donors, it's still not enough. And hopefully, once we go to Japan, we will stay there for maybe 3 months, or even better if it's 6 months. And now I'm asking for your help. Like any amount is good. So I think Captain Mike will put the link sa description ng video and on how you can help. But you can help by donating sa GCash, QR code, and also may bank account. And also, any amount helps. And if you cannot help financially, that's fine. All you have to do is like and share and tell your friends that you may kilala kang Pinoy wrestler na who wants to go to Japan, who wants to prove his worth at the world stage. And we need to show them na kayang-kayang sumabay ng Pinoy sa world stage. And bago yan, I have an upcoming match this February 15 at Brawl Pit Bulusan. We have an event called DexCon Fast Break. I will be facing Jack Alexander. So see you there. Kita-kita tayo. Kung wala ka pang ticket na nabibili, bumili ka na dahil mauubos na. And hopefully, I'll see you there. Babatiin ko kayong lahat.
Ako excited ako on how Jomar is going to prove his future with his wrestling career kasi hindi biro-biro yun. As always, as I tell everyone, if you want to support your local wrestlers, your favorite Pinoy wrestler, all you have to do is just send a message. Message nyo lang sila, Jomar, paano ba ako makakatulong? Mabilis sumagot yung mga yan. Ako lang magsasabi sa inyo. Kausapin nyo lang sila and you'll be in for a surprise kasi the one thing that's stopping growth sa Pinoy wrestling is the support that I personally know they deserve. Kaya dahil dyan, maraming salamat kapatid na Jomar. And to wrap everything up, I just want to let everyone know na Jomar's journey is far from over. With Jack Alexander and his sights in going to Japan on the horizon, everyone knows he's not fighting for just victories. He's fighting for recognition, for respect, and for the future of Pinoy wrestling. Mapa Manila man yan, Taguig man yan, Tokyo man yan, his mission is very clear. To prove that Filipino wrestlers belong to the world stage, because right now I'm going to tell you straight on to remember the name, Jomar, because his battles are only just the beginning. And with that, maraming salamat Jomar for this opportunity. Hopefully sa fast break makita natin yung panalo na yan so that you can obviously prove a statement to everyone. But regardless, we will support you all the way.
Thank you, Cap.
And for now, this is your Captain Mike signing out. If you want to watch DexCon Fast Break, details are in the description and obviously how to support Jomar also in the description. We'll see you in the next video.